Hey, hello, Mr. Reese.
How are you, Mr. Rademacher? Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while. Uh,
Couple of years.
yeah, couple, couple. So how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
How's Italy?
Good. Good. Turn up my volume because I'm going deaf. I've been in the studio all day.
Uh, Congratulations on rapid fire success and target. That's good. On
Thank you.
BraveWords Records, new single. I never meant to see. Tell me a little bit about the single. I just posted it this morning. Tell me about the making of it and the theory behind it.
I never meant to. That song is actually written about my daughters and a divorce I went through. As many people know, divorce can be pretty awful when there's children involved. And one side pits against the other and tells the kids, that he's bad or she's bad. And it was basically just, throwing my heart out to both of them and the message that I still love them and I never meant to hurt you. And if I did, it was not because of you, it's because of mom and dad.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a very personal song. When I got the first mixes, I sent it to my oldest daughter and she broke down in tears. You can say a lot with a song. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy that single seems to be coming up in the charts now because, Bullet Train debuted at number one for 6 weeks. And then Driver's Seat was about 3 weeks at number one. So this one is edging itself up. Got added to more radio today. So I'm pretty happy.
Now, when you originally got into music, um, at this point in your career, is music everything that you feel it would be, more or less, or concentrate?
You're cutting out. What did you say?
I said, like going into music when you first started, is it everything you thought it would be at this time in your career?
This kind of exploded. It's totally unexpected. The thought came to me. I was doing solo stuff for quite a few years, and I play a lot of on target in the set, and I was in France, and I said, you know what? I can only get to a certain level as a solo artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the reception of those songs, I said, I'm driving back to Italy, and I said, I'm going to redo Bangalore Choir, but if I do it, I got to study on target, and that was not an easy feat.
Right.
And I think I accomplished that. I mean, Andy Susemihl and I sat down, and we had 3 or 4 tries, and it just wasn't there. And I think the first one that got us on the right track, a la slipping away, was Driver's Seat. And I said, okay, Andy, we're on the right track.
Right.
And when Andy and I get rolling, it just comes. I'm in the studio right now writing the follow up,
Well,
and it's going really well.
so when will that be out, the new one?
Well, Rapid Fire Succession on Target Part Two was released October last year,
Right.
24th.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like to sit on my laurels. I got inspired about 2 weeks ago. Incidentally, I want to drop some names here. Scott McWilliams or excuse me, Tom McWilliams and Steve Gordon. They wrote a lot of the new Elegant Weapons record with Richie Faulkner.
Right.
And Steve Gordon had asked me to guest on his group's new record that's coming out, I think, next month, April, MIA.
Right.
And they're two extraordinarily talented guys. They've worked from everybody from Gloria Estefan, Rod Stewart, you name it, and Richie Faulkner. So we started talking. I said, let's write some songs together. And so far, they've sent me probably 12 pieces, and I've recorded seven, I think, in the last 2 weeks. And next, all the rest of this week and next week, I'm going to complete those. And then Andy and I have 4 or 5 that are kind of like pies, slices that are nearly done. So I will not release 16 songs again. That kind of came about because Giles Lavery and I at BraveWords, we had like 24, 25 tracks, and like, what are we going to do? They liked them all, and they said, let's
Right.
just pick our first favorites, and it turned out to be 16. So their vision was kind of a Steinman thing, part A, part B,
Oh,
act one, act two.
Right.
And my fear was, you got a record that's a little bit over 60 minutes. People are going to go, God, this thing will never end.
Right.
I got lucky because there's good songs. And I
Yeah.
haven't heard but one negative comment about the length of the record.
Right.
But my focus this year will be 11 or 12 great songs.
Right.
Unless the record company says we want another 16, but I don't want to really want to do that this time.
Yeah. I know when I was looking over the title tracks and I saw 16, I said, wow, that's a lot. But I mean, the fans are going to get their money worth out of it. So, it's worth having that 16 out there.
Yeah. I mean, I was afraid it was too long for a CD. I think the limit's 61.30 or something. I barely made it.
Are you working on any other projects besides this?
Well, like I said, I did some songs with Steve Gordon with MIA and Tommy McWilliams. Sang in a couple tracks with a band called Goot. Some of the guys are out of Russia.
Right.
God rest, I bless them because they're in a blackout.
Right.
So it's really bizarre. They've got to kind of route their songs through Holland to me.
Yeah.
Because of the
Putin
thing or whatever. But I suggest them. And actually, the bass player for Goot, when I decided to do this On Target Part 2, I looked at the first On Target and I said, I've got to get close to that, visually, the brand. And Simon is his name. He's a great artist. So I'm giving him a pitch out there. Check him out. He's the bass player in Goot. He does great artwork. He got it when I explained to him. I showed him the first album. I said, we got to get close to this.
Right.
And I've already designed the new album artwork with him. He's fabulous.
Wow. Recording in Italy, is that where you're recording this album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really lucky because the village I live in, my band members live in the same village. We have a rehearsal space and a recording studio 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
So we're always together. We're always working. I was there all day today. Yeah. It couldn't be better, really.
Is there any difference from recording in the States compared to Italy?
Technology-wise now, no. What I was missing was being together with the guys, which I'm able to do now and work through rehearsals and parts, see them rather than talk to them like you and I and record and like grab a guitar or get behind my piano and, oh, what do you think of this? And then we record it and then they always kind of figure out their parts and then we make an album online. I hate that. It's not that. It's gotten better now, like the old days in the US where we'd go to rehearsal every night and work on ideas and then rehearse the set, record. And so it's a little bit back to the old way.
Tell me about the gold record behind your head.
That's Eat the Heat.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. A friend of mine in Sweden, he's an Accept fanatic and he's an Eat the Heat maniac. I think he has probably over 100 copies, bootlegs from Asia, all over the world of that record.
Wow.
And I was playing in Sweden and he said, I've got a gift for you. And he had it in a big box and he walked in the dressing room and handed it to me. He said, you deserve this.
Wow.
Now, the story behind that is probably 20 years ago, I was in Metal Hammer magazine in Munich and I looked on the wall and there was a gold record of Eat the Heat. I said, where'd you get that? They go, oh, they sent it to us. I go, what do you mean they sent it to you? I want one. Well, you don't have any? And then I went to Norway and they had one.
Right.
So I called Columbia or Epic or whoever it was, RCA maybe. I said, I want my gold record. And they said, yeah, $600, we'll mail it to you.
What?
I said, what? So that's a cherished gift. My friend Lars, he really stepped up for that. So I like to turn the camera so I can show that off.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Do you plan on any live shows?
Yeah, I've got festivals beginning in July, Germany and France, Bulgaria, Scandinavia, club shows. And I just signed a booking with Eagle Entertainment in Germany, and they're stomping the ground. I had planned to come to America this month, but it's a nightmare getting dates in the US. I
Yeah,
had like seven solidified paying offers
right,
and probably 25 door offers.
right, yeah.
And the routing was like Phoenix, Coral Gables, um, Albany.
Wow,
And I said, I
yeah,
can't do this.
yeah,
They go, oh, we'll try to fill in dates when you get going. I said, no, 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 no. We need to play at least Wednesday through Sunday, you
right,
know. And a
yeah.
lot of the venues are not covering hotel expenses now.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So if you get a guarantee, some of them were,
Right,
but a lot of the door offers said no rooms, no accommodations. I'm like, I'm not doing
yeah,
that. Plus, I had to get an American band,
right,
which Greg Turner and a bunch of guys who a lot of people know out of Arizona have played with everybody. We're going to be my American band because flying the Europeans over
yeah,
is so expensive and it's so technically difficult because, as you know, with bands like Loudness, how many trips have they canceled?
yeah, a
I
lot.
mean, if you don't dot the I and cross the T right at customs and your visas, they can you can literally land in Chicago. They'll look at it, and if they're in a bad mood, that custom guy, he can say no. So you
Yeah,
send home your guitar player. What are you going to do?
yeah,
I think they've been
okay.
rejected 3 times. So all of that on top of it financially, I just said, I'm not doing this. No
Mm,
way. Maybe at the end of the year or early next year,
right,
because I've got great support from 97 Underground, KNAC, Metal Shop is really behind the record.
right,
So a lot of them know about it, but I've got to get into those markets where those stations support those venues.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they do the advertising and they do the interviews and let the kids know that you're coming, you
Right,
know.
yeah. Plus, the airports now, it's like a 3 hour wait because there's no TSA no more. And basically, ICE agents are taking over the spot there. I see the
Yeah,
lines on the news in the morning. They go into the parking lot. People are
yeah.
telling me 3 hour wait. If
And
you
well,
got
it's not
kids,
only that over here, it's just with Brexit and a lot of things. Like say the UK people, the bands with Brexit, they've got to buy visas to come play Europe now, and vice versa. That was
right,
not in the game 5 years ago.
right, right,
So a lot of bands will just stay in Scotland, Ireland, and England and not come over to Germany. And it's terrible because the visa cost alone per person, so everybody's aware, is
right.
$6,000.
Yeah, that's all right.
So you got 5 guys, 4 guys, because I'm a dual citizen, four
Right,
guys, that's 24 grand just to get on a plane.
yeah,
A
yeah,
work visa where you have to report every night's fee for their tax reasons.
right.
Okay.
Uh,
A 3-year background check on every person. Thank
wow.
God nobody's a felon in my band. But it's a lot of paperwork
Uh-huh.
and you got to pay a visa agency
Right,
to put that together that's reliable. Because I know a lot of bands that have gone through agencies that aren't,
right.
and the person in charge has quit and
Uh-huh.
not done the paperwork, and they're standing in an airport in Tokyo supposed to fly to America,
Right, yeah.
and they're stuck. It's hard, man.
Now, the rapid fire succession. Now, you think that'll come out on vinyl?
I wanted to, and I noticed that BraveWords will come out with CDs, and then, of course, all the streaming platforms, and then, like Paul Diano's record, they did a limited run a few months ago
Right,
of that record before he passed. So yeah, I would love that because every show I do, they'll look at my merch booth and see the T-shirts and the CDs. They go, "You got vinyl?"
yeah,
And no, and then they'll go, "Okay, I'll buy the CD."
right,
I got
yeah,
it on Spotify, but they always ask. You
right,
know,
yeah,
I hate it. I hate it. I really want vinyl because I mean, I got vinyl records on the wall over here, and my basement's full of them. I mean, that's my thing.
Right, right.
Turntable right here, you
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
mean, given my druthers, that's what I want to listen to.
right, yeah,
Even though they're digitally produced now, they still have that digital hiss sound, not like they did when we were kids, nice and
right,
warm, and that
yeah.
crackle of the needle, you know.
Well, CDs are kind of, I mean, people buy them, but it's kind of difficult to play anymore because there's no CDs in cars. There's no CDs on your computer no more. There's no CD-ROMs at all, so you got to get an external to play it.
Yeah, the tried and true fans that still have CD players
Right.
are limited. I'm really lucky because this record has been repressed 3 times.
Cool.
That's, you know, that doesn't happen anymore.
Right,
They'll do a
right.
limited run, and then
Yep.
when it sells out, they quit pressing, they quit manufacturing. But
Uh-huh.
this is the third reissue of the record
Right.
that just came out March. And they do them at 500 unit
Right.
increments. So I'm pretty happy. This is the best selling record I've had in 20 years.
Tell me a little bit about your merchandise and stuff like that. What do you have available?
Ah,
What kind of merchandise do you have available now for people to buy?
I've got the On Target t-shirt. I
Uh,
did one that's kind of artsy with a girl and a train for the bullet train thing.
uh,
Then I've got one that's purple and white that's a little similar to the purple with Black Sabbath, which
right,
was so weird because Ozzy had died right after the Back to the Beginning, and I had printed a
right,
couple hundred shirts of that color with white, and it just popped. And those sold really well. I did the Alcatraz and Girls School tour last fall
right,
on the release of this record in Europe, and every show we played was sold out but one, and that was 85% full. And it was a crazy eclectic crowd. You had David Reece as a first band with Bangalore, melodic
right.
hard rock. Then you had neoclassical Alcatraz, and then you had kind of punk hard rock Girls School.
Wow,
So you look at the audience, and they stayed for every band,
wow.
which was really a good feeling because you kind of wondered before the tour happened, how's this going to work?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
God bless him, you
I,
know.
I would
But
say so.
the merch,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a big difference between all them bands. I mean, you got Alcatraz
yeah.
with Joe Stump, and Barrel Stewart and you.
Well, the first show, I was told by people that the powers that be, they were standing at the merch and they were told first night it sold out. It was in Belgium. It
Right.
sold out. And they
Right.
were standing at the merch going, how is this going to work? And we went out and killed it. And they go, this is going to work. And we played, I don't know, 13 dates together, I think, or so. But
Right.
one was, 85%, but I'll take that any day,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Exactly.
especially 500 seat venues. I mean, you can't complain. I mean, everybody was happy.
How much of a difference is the European fans compared to the United States?
One thing without being insulting
Mhm.
to the Americans is if you're in a European act and they like you and
Right.
follow you, you're allowed to release a few stinkers
Uh-huh.
and they're loyal.
Right.
I mean, if they grow up with you, they'll still go back to your classics and go, well, at least he played that tonight. I may
Yeah.
not like the new record so much, but they stay with you rather than the here today, gone later today, quick
Right.
American, drive-through music that seems to happen. So the loyalty level is far more real,
Well, uh-huh.
musically here. We have the big festivals. We've lost a lot of venues since COVID, though.
Mhm.
But we do have those large gatherings where the kids can see 4 days of 20 bands a day,
Well,
So there's something for everybody. And it's a pilgrimage. I mean, like Grass Pop, I played that last year,
right.
50,000 people.
Uh,
Mammoth was next door to me on another stage. You had Steel Panther, you had Limp Bizkit, you had Slipknot, and Wacken. You know how it is in
right.
Sweden rock. There's a
Right.
melodic hard rock crowd. There's severe metal, pop, funk.
Yeah,
One thing about Italy, though, that a lot of people they always say, why aren't you playing Italy more? Because it's a weird thing. Thrash and speed metal is the biggest thing here for rock.
yeah,
Melodic rock doesn't do so well.
uh-huh.
But if
Wow.
you're gothic speed trash,
Right.
that's I'll go to those shows. I don't know anybody, Man of War kind of
Yeah,
metal.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I played some festivals in Italy, and on the Friday night, there'll be 1,000 people. The second night, 2,000, and then on Sunday is Thrash Day,
Right.
completely packed,
Wow.
all black, 100 degrees out, and they'll be there from the first band at 12 till it's
Right.
over.
In the United States, basically, the tribute bands are taking over. That's all, they can fill a club, no problem, with tribute bands and cover bands, whatever,
Tribute bands,
Yeah,
you know what I find really weird about that? And I'm speaking from an artist's point of view.
right,
How would you stand in front of a mirror dressed like, let's just say David Lee Roth,
right,
work out, do all his kicks and moves, wear his clothes, and be him
right,
to be able to play. I'm
right,
not
yeah,
going to do that.
yeah,
I've been offered Whitesnake tributes. I've been offered Priest tributes. I'm not going to dress up. There's only one Rob Halford.
right,
I just, but the weird thing is that's what people want. They go out and buy tickets for.
right, yeah, yep,
Yeah. They don't want to see, there's so many great young bands
yep,
on their own right now, building their own empires through
uh-huh,
social media
right,
and really kicking the horse to play gigs and for 20 people, but they're self-contained
right,
because nobody wants to take a risk and lose a couple $100.
right, yeah,
But they'll pay a tribute band from Motley Crue 5,000 euros to play Dr. Feelgood and all those songs. It's like
right,
I can't get my head around it.
yeah,
It
yeah,
works.
yep. I'm not a fan of that stuff, so I was just wanting to see what your feeling was, because I'll never go. I don't want to see that. I don't want. If I want that, I'll put it on a record. You know.
Yeah. I mean, Aerosmith, all those tribute bands, it's like there's only one Steven Tyler.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look at bands like Extreme and Miles Kennedy.
Right.
They're at a certain level.
Right.
They're never going to break huge like a Metallica,
Right.
but they're incredibly great bands. You
Right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then you put on the white wig and the spandex and play too too young to fall in love and bombs going off on stage and
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
it's really weird to me.
Yeah. And now it's not like one. It's like 20 Kiss tribute bands. It's like 10 Van Halen, and Motley Crue, and like I don't like it. So
Yeah.
definitely.
And you know what? Though all those bands were all getting old, I
Right.
kind of get that.
Right.
Because I mean, how long are Motley Crue going to continue? And how
Right.
long is Def Leppard going to continue? So
Right.
maybe in some people's minds, it's the next best thing.
Maybe I guess so. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, we're not getting any younger as we speak, but it's just not the real deal. Because I grew up when it was really happening, and I saw all those bands from the '70s and
Right.
till now. Another thing around here that's interesting is that grunge is very popular.
Oh yeah.
Soundgarden,
Uh-huh.
Nirvana, Pearl Jam. They play here. Corey Taylor solo, forget
Right.
about it. He
Wow.
plays theaters, 3,000, 5,000 people. Then he comes back with Slipknot, 20,000 people. They're still into that here, the young kids. My family's into that. My wife and
Oh
my
yeah.
sons,
Wow.
that's what they listen to.
I just never got in all them bands you mentioned. I never got into them. You know,
I I had a real hatred for them because of my career.
right,
I didn't even like want to listen to it.
right,
But the older I've gotten, I realize how great of a songwriter Cobain really was,
right,
how great a singer Cornell really was.
right,
And I have a more of appreciation for what they were doing. I always knew in my heart when it was over for me in the scene that this might last about 3 years, 4 years.
Right.
And it did. And then
Uh-huh.
it died off.
Right. Yeah.
But over here, it didn't really take off for like 2 years later compared to
Right.
us.
Right.
So
Yeah.
had I known that when Bangalore was dropped, I would have got on an airplane because we had a hit record in the UK and Europe.
Right. Yeah.
I was told it was over,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
wasn't. It's now, but it's still kind of hung on. Eddie Vedder is like a god over here. He'll
Yeah.
play alone acoustic shows for 10,000 people.
Wow.
I mean, to each his own,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you feel the American audience are more reserved and laid back and like impress me? Tell me, the kind of fans they're just like no energy, you know?
I feel they're more laid back.
Yeah. I
In
don't
what
see
way?
them like when I see shows on video of Europe bands playing over there and they're going crazy like this. Like the United States people, when I go to shows, they're just like
Yeah. The festivals, yeah. Like I said, it's a pilgrimage, and a lot of people will save money the whole year.
right,
For instance, Wacken is sold out 2 years in advance, and nobody knows who's playing.
right,
Okay,
right,
that's a big deal for people around the world. We're going to Germany. We're going to camp out
right,
in the rain and the mud, and we're going to
yep,
party.
yep,
Uh, Yeah, I mean, I played there with Herman Frank at Grass Pop,
uh,
and like I said, 50,000 people. And we had that Iron Allies record
right,
out for a few months, and people knew the songs. We're doing this for the whole set. And
yeah,
then the other stage was behind them.
right,
So when we stopped playing, the crowd would turn their backs to us and look at that stage. That's how they do it.
right, yeah,
It's economical that way. And then they had a big like theater area where there's a kind of unknown band playing. There's 3,000 kids in there,
right,
a
yeah,
tent,
wow,
so they'd filter out when, say, the headliner was playing my stage, come and watch that. And then they'd go turn their back and watch that stage, and then they'd run back over to the tent. It's a big deal,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, there's a lot of energy. I wouldn't know much about the American market because I've been here since 2014.
right, yeah,
I played a couple of years ago in the Midwest and did some gigs that were pretty good. They were pretty enthusiastic, but they hadn't seen me in years. So,
right, yeah.
so
Well, plus Europe, like you said, walking and all the other festivals, you always got the best festivals around. The United States, we would have Rocklahoma, but that died out. There's really not much going on here. Over there, there's always like Watkins stuff, huge.
well, one thing I'm having a problem with the U.S. and probably I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna. Every year, I see the same bands at all the American festivals. You have
True.
the same acts year after year
Yeah.
playing the same set.
Yep.
For God's sakes, that would drive me. I'd vomit from boredom. How many times can you see those bands do that? And
Right.
it's like cruise ship gigs. It's the
Right.
same bands. Take a risk, get some of us younger guys or newer bands and put us out there and
Right.
you open the market. But it's a safety net because the same people will buy that 3 day cruise pass,
Right.
you know, and they're not even really looking at the bands, I don't think,
Right. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's always kind of bothered me. It's like, come on, man, give me a shot. Give me a matinee slot,
Right.
two
Uh-huh.
o'clock.
Right.
Let
Yeah.
me show what I got. Oh, no, no, no. We got so and so. I go, you
Yeah.
had them last year. Yeah, 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 yeah. But we know what we're gonna make.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's true. It's true. I have
And it
friends
goes
that go
back.
to they go to the same show every year. Every year the thing comes. Every year, same bands. That's how I'm not going.
Well, I could be a pilgrimage kind of thing for them too. They get to see their friends, same families. They grew up together on those bands, but it gets a little old to me. I've seen so many bands that I never heard of at these festivals that were like, oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
where did you come from? Like
Yeah.
from Scandinavia or
right,
Holland, and you go, gee, where have they been? They've been playing around little villages for 5 years, and they
right,
get a shot for free
right,
to play in front of 30,000 people, and the place goes bonkers,
right, yeah,
and it's like, wow, we just opened a new door.
right, yeah,
At least they give them a chance. And then, they paid for their own flights, they paid for their own hotels, they did
right,
everything just to get a chance to show the world what they had.
right, yeah. I hope things change, especially in America. You know?
Well, it's like you said, when's the last time you saw a car with a CD player provided when you bought a new car?
Yeah, you don't get it no more. Stop.
I mean, it's yeah, it's all. I mean, it seems like everything they can do to destroy the music business, they
Right.
do it.
Wow.
I mean, you got Live Nation, you got Ticketmaster, you got all these monster corporations controlling everything and squeezing the life out of
Right.
the listener, you and me,
Right.
to where I'm not paying $3,000 to see Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it. I
Uh-huh.
don't care what political spectrum he lives in.
Right.
I'm not paying $6,000 for my wife and I to go to Vegas and stay in a five-star hotel for $1,000 a night
Right.
to see Bruce Springsteen. I might do it for Paul McCartney,
Right.
but I mean, that's another thing. Ticket prices
Oh,
in the
forget.
economy that we live in. It's
Yep.
it's I mean, let's say your favorite band's 3 hours away on a Thursday night. You got a
Right.
day job.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Get a day off on the Friday, long weekend. You and your wife work hard. You spend basically your home savings just to go see that band,
Right.
travel, hotel, food, then go home. Well, we did that, but we don't have the rent next month. And
It's
it's
the
really not
truth.
the band's fault. It's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
not totally the band. I mean, it's just so friggin' expensive to tour.
Right.
Uh, it's not cheap here either. I mean, we're not taking nightliners on the road like we used to. We're using vans.
Right. Yeah.
Gas and gas and the rental of the vans have gone up double. It's hard, man. So I do it because I love it. I mean, there's no money in this shit.
Mm. Well, David, it was great chatting with you. Appreciate the chat. Rapid fire succession, target part 2. BraveWords Records. Everybody check it out. And congratulations. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. It's
No
been a
problem.
long time. I wish you great at RockEyez, and thanks to everybody that's bought the record that continues to do so. Thank you, BraveWords Records, and Michael Brandvold. He's an extraordinary job of media. I mean, that was one of the things I could have signed with a few of the labels, but typically, you know what happens. They do the big 4-week pre-release thing, and
Right.
all the crash of media goes down. And then the day of release, the day after that, crickets.
Right. Yeah.
So I talked to them. I said, if we're going to do this, I want to keep talking about the record at least a few months after it's out. And
Right.
here it is, April 1st, and I'm talking to you about October last
Right.
year. Bingo.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. See you later, Dave.
Thank you, Brian. And I hope to see you, man. If I get over there, come see me play.
I will.
I
Good
haven't
luck.
seen you. Last time I saw you was it Melodic Rock Fest?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Chicago,
Yep.
Peoria or
Yep.
something.
Yeah. Yep.
Aha, with Tango Down, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah. Wow, that was a
Yep.
decade ago,
Yep.
huh?
Anyway, have
Okay,
a
my
good day.
friend.
Have a good
Thank you
day.
very much. Have a great night and or a great day for you, a great night for me. And my wife's going to turn on the soccer match. That's what they do here. That's their rock and roll religion besides music.
See you later.
All right, brother. Bye bye.
Bye bye.